Good day, class. And now we're going to talk about three-phase transformers. So on this lesson, we're going to understand about three-phase transformer and the different type of connections that involves the three-phase transformer. Now, what is these three-phase transformers? So a three-phase transformer is a transformer used to or in the power system that has a connection of three phase, and this can be constructed using two types. Yes, you can have a three single phase transformer connected in three phase transformer bank, and the other one is only one three phase transformer wherein that transformer is configured on three phase. You have only one transformer, but that's a bigger type of transformer. Now, the advantage and disadvantage on these settings is that if you're going to use this combination of a single transformer into a three-phase transformer, well, the cost of a single-phase transformer is much cheaper than a single three-phase transformer. And if there's is a what you call this an imbalance in the system, the transformer on a combination of three-phase transformer, only the damaged one will be replaced. While on a single three-phase transformer, if there is an unbalanced voltage in the system, the whole transformer, the whole three-phase transformer will be replaced. Another thing is the weight of the transformer. So the single three-phase transformer is much more heavier than a three single-phase transformer. Now, there are different types of connection that can be made in a three-phase connection. Either it separate or combine on a one core. So whether you have a three-phase transformer bank or a single three-phase transformer. So the primary and secondary of any three-phase transformer can be independently connected in either a Y or a delta. So most manufacturer, actually almost all manufacturer, made their transformer into a what you call this, a general one that does about 6 or 12 leads out in order for the user to reconfigure it, or it can be easily reconfigured on the taste of the end user, whether they want it to connect a Y connection or a delta connection. Now we have a 4 types of connection can be made on a three-phase transformer bank. So one is the delta-delta connection, where the primary and the secondary are connected in delta. We can also make a Y-to-Y connection, where the primary and the secondary is connected in a Y configuration. We can make a Y-delta connection and also a delta-Y connection. Now let's look at the difference or the advantages of each of the type of connection. For a Y-to-Y connection, this is the circuits. So as you can see, the primary and the secondary side are connected in Y. So remember the behavior of the voltage and the current on a Y connected circuits. So the line voltage at the primary over the line voltage as a secondary is equal to the turns ratio, wherein also it follows that the square root of 3 of the phase voltage at the primary is equal to the square root of 3 of the phase voltage at the secondary. So since you can cancel out square root of 3, so it will be equal to the phase voltage over the phase voltage at the primary over the phase voltage at secondary, which is also equal to the turns ratio. Now, the major disadvantage of the Y connection, Y to Y connection, is that if you gain a unbalance on the load, that transformer will suffer much or will suffer severely. It will cause a severe unbalance to the transformer itself. And there is a large or presence of a third harmonic voltage. So if you remember your basic circuit theorem, we tend to eliminate that voltage, the third harmonic voltage. We try to minimize or remove the third harmonic voltage because it will have a effect on the power system. It will create a fault in the power system. Now, the Y delta connection, it only means that the primary side is connected in Y while the secondary side is connected in delta. So the turns ratio relationship for this type of connection is that the line voltage of the primary side is over the line voltage of the secondary side is equal to the square root of 3 of the turns ratio. So there's a difference of about square root of 3. And also remember, if you're going to calculate this Y delta connection, remember that in three-phase system, line voltage and the phase voltage are different. So this connection has no problem with the so-called third harmonic components in its voltage since they are consumed in a circulating current on the secondary side or on the delta side. So this connection is also more stable with respect to the unbalanced load since the delta partially redistribute any unbalance that occur in the system. So this is only concerned with the secondary portion, where on the load side. So since on the transformer, we really consider at the load side, because at the load side is the one that we're going to need to balance the system. So this arrangement does have one problem though, because of the connection, the secondary voltage is shifted 30 degrees relative to the primary voltage of the transformer. So its problem is we can look at the problem on the phase angle of the voltages present on the circuit. So from primary to secondary, it shifts its voltage to a 30-degree angle. So if you have a Y to delta connection, you also have a delta to Y connection where the primary side is connected in delta while on the secondary side is connected in Y. So the turns ratio relationship between the primary and the secondary is equal to the line voltage of the primary over line voltage of secondary, which is equal to the turns ratio divided by square root of 3. So it was the inverse from a Y delta connection on the turns ratio. Now the delta connection, wherein the primary and the secondary are connected in delta. So the relationship of the line voltage and the phase voltage are equal. So VLP, or the line voltage is the primary over the line voltage, and secondary is equal to V phase voltage at the primary and the phase voltage at the secondary is equal to the turns ratio. So the turns ratio relationship of the delta delta is same as with the Y to Y connections. So we intend to if we're dealing with a three-phase system, we intend to use the per unit system. This is to eliminate the confusion on the value of the so-called the value in the power systems. Because especially in a distribution transformer wherein we have a very high primary and a small secondary. Let's say 13.8 kV to 220 volts. So there's a big difference in it. So in order for us to lessen the confusion, we are using the per unit system. So how to use the per unit system? So if the total base or the volt amp value of the transformer bank, so-called S base, so this is the apparent power, then the base voltage or volt amp value of one of the transformer is S base is divided by, so the phase voltage phase power is equal to the base power divided by 3 if you have a 3-phase transformer. It follows that the current for the base or the base current of the transformer is equal to the S base over V base. So it's still, or we're still using the Ohm's law applying for a single phase. So to further understand the per unit system, it is good to have a simple example. For example, we have a transformer which is a delta to Y connected, and it's a distribution transformer that has 50 kVA, 13.8 to 208 volt, 13.8 kV to 208 volt. Has a resistance of 1% and a reactance of 7% per unit. What is the transformer phase impedance referred to the high voltage side? So of course, as we're going to analyze every problem, the first thing we do is we look at what is given in the problem so that we will know how to manage or to solve such problem. So for the S or the apparent power, that is equal to 50 kVA. Okay, a little tip. So on the board exam, remember what you call this? The acro for the kilo, which is a small letter K. Sometimes it will give you confusion or it will give a wrong answer if you're going to answer in the board exam a big letter K. So that is one thing I remember on the board exam. So the turns ratio or the relationship between the primary voltage and the secondary voltage is equal to 13,800 to or 208 volt. So the Z equivalent, this is the impedance equivalent of the transformer, or this is the line impedance in the transformer. So the Z equivalent is equal to 0.01 plus J of 0.07 per unit. It's not on because it's been using a per unit value. So the solution for this is we're going to look for the Z base, wherein the Z base is equal to 3 times the V base square over the S base. So 3 times 13.8 kV square divided by 50 kVA. So it is equal to 11,426 ohms. That is the C base. So since we have the C base, we can get the value of the Z equivalence or the impedance equivalent. So we'll just multiply the base to the Z equivalent per unit. And we have found out that it is 114.2 plus J 800 ohms. So that is the true or the value of the impedance equivalent. So to expand the problem, we're going to compute the voltage regulation at full load and has a 0.8 power factor lagging using the calculated high side impedance. So for the solution, remember that the voltage regulation is equal to the primary phase minus A secondary phase voltage over A's times this secondary phase voltage times 100. So we're going to get the value of every given quantity. So we're going to get the value of the phase voltage at the primary. So remember that the phase current is equal to S over 3 times the phase voltage at the primary side. So the value is equal to 50 kVA divided by 3 times 13 kV. So the phase current now is 1.08 amps. So to get the phase voltage or the phase voltage at the primary is equal to the turns ratio of the phase voltage at secondary times plus the Z equivalent times the phase current. So substituting all the values, and it shows that it is equal to 14,506 angle of 2.73 kV. Do you have any question? So if you do have a question, just comment down or chat me. And don't forget to click like and subscribe for you to notify if there's new videos that was posted. Thank you. See you on the next video.